Hello, it's Jenny Moores here. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. I'm here today to show you a couple of projects using the Flower in Falls speciality paper. That's on the second release for the celebration. It's still available for another week. Celebration ends on the 31st of March. So let's get started. Let me just show you the papers. So you get, there's 4 designs and you get 3 sheets of each one. This lovely one's got silver and the rose gold foil running through it. Okay, so that's the ones I coloured in. And then this one. And then you've got some daisies with the silver and the rose gold embossed, and this one's all silver. You can colour all of them in. Okay, so with the projects, there's not much stamping, but I did use the sentiments from Seriously the Best. I stamped them and cut them out, and I also used the little For You for So Sentimental. Okay. So if I just show you a few of the projects, what I'm gonna do is actually make the bag, but I just thought I'll show you what I did with the papers, because it's hardly any stamping. So these ones are the pool party version, and this one is the purple posy. Now I used the Stampin blends to colour in the images. So I used Mossy Meadow, the pool party and the purple posy colourways. Okay, and for the actual stamping of the sentiment I used Mossy Meadow ink. So they're just a whole sheet of the Whisper White, scored in half, and then the front section scored in half. And then I added a little bit of the paper down on the left hand side of the fold, and then I trimmed down half a sheet of the Mossy Meadow to fit on inside, and I stamped around the edge. And that leaf is also in the Seriously the Best stamp set. Okay, and then I've added a stitched rectangle to a piece of the matching cardstock, so purple posy for that one and pool party. And then I've used the stitch label dies, this one here for the centre, to add the stamped sentiment on top. Okay, so that's popped up. And then so on the sheet of the flowers, all you're going to do, you can see like some are double flowers, so I trimmed around the whole portion to get 2, and then some are just a single flower, so I used that one there. So on this card I used a double up the top after colouring in and cutting them out, and a single along the bottom. They're all different flowers, like this one's slightly bigger than that one, and the leaves are in different places, but that's the beauty of it. And then on the inside I did repeat the layers of this. This is the largest stitched rectangle dies, and then see this bit here, that's just one of the little pieces that are on the edge, so it's not a full flower, so I just coloured it in, wrapped around some of the copper trim. This is the copper trim. Alright, and then stamped a happy birthday. That happy birthday is actually, I forgot about that one. That one's in the birthday jubilee stamp set, so this one here. Alright, so I stamped that in Mossy Meadow, put the ribbon around the 2 layers, coloured this in and stuck that on, and then layered it onto the Mossy Meadow layer. Alright, so they're nice big cards, so there's those ones. And then for these 2, I've used the flowers around the actual edge of the flower paper, because you know they're got the straight edge, so they're not a full flower, so you could still use them on the front of the card, but and then tuck something over the top, but I chose to use it on the edge of the card. Now the background there, that's also a celebration freebie, which is available, and it's the embossed vellum, and you get 3 colours, the purple posy, I think that's pear pizzazz, and pool party. Let me just double check. Oh no, it's soft sea foam, the green is soft sea foam. Alright, so I'll just use a little piece of that on the background, and I've used the leaves embossing folder for the central little piece, and so I've used the blends to colour in the images. That one I've just left plain, I've just coloured in the middle and the leaves. These ones I've coloured fully, and then I've stamped and cut out the sentiment. Alright, so it's that one. And then this one I've done a double flower, and then on the background of the piece of layering cardstock I use the little flowers to stamp all over, and you can just see it underneath the vellum, and the little bit to go with the congratulations. Alright, so that is stamped, cut out by hand and popped up with 3D foam pads. The mini 3D foam pads are perfect because there's not much space behind the word to put the larger foam pads. Okay, and then what I've done, I've made these little gift bags, and they've got the little belly bands on them, just sliding off. Alright, okay, so you can fill it up with the goodies and then just put the belly band back on. So you need a whole sheet of 12 by 12 designer paper for this, and then a little strip of cardstock for the belly band. So if I'll just show you how to do that. Right, so you're going to need a whole sheet, and you're going to score it at 3 inches and 9 inches on one side, and then you're going to turn it, and then you're going to score it at 4.5 inches and 7.5 inches. Okay, don't press too hard on these designer paper, because you can go right through, you'll get a hole. Alright, so you'll actually see it better, I think, on the back, the score lines. Alright, so this part would be the front of the box, this part would be the back, and these are the sides. Okay, so to start putting them together, this is a no cut bag. You're going to fold along all the score lines and burnish first. So just use your bone folder, score along all the score lines. Alright, and then you're going to have the designer paper facing out, the side that you want. So if you were using double-sided paper, you would want to have on the laying down flat the side that you wanted showing on the outside of the box. Okay, so this one's only got one side of the pattern on, so I'm having it face down. Okay, and you want to have the sheet with the two thin sides facing like this on the side, not like that. Okay, these are the fatter side, so the thin ones, just hold it like that. And then what you're going to do, you're going to bring the whole side in, and then you're going to put your finger on the first score line. See, it's there, and you're just going to hold at the bottom of the score line, and you're going to bring it to the outside of the cardstock, and then you're going to use your bone folder to go right in the corner and just give that a crease. Okay, and then you're going to do that to the other side, so bring the whole side in, put your bone folder on the bottom of the score line, bring your finger where the score line is, and pull it to the outside, and then just put your bone folder right in and give that a crease. Okay, so it will look like that. So then turn it all the way round and repeat to the other side. So flat first, put your finger on the bottom just underneath the score line, use your other finger to bring it to the outside and just pull it so the score line is facing out like that. Alright, so the whole side down, put your bone folder just under the score line and use your finger to bring in the side, and then use your bone folder to give it a crease. Alright, so if you just open it out, you'll see the sides now have got the diagonal section. So I'll just use Tombow, but you can use double-sided tape. So you're going to put Tombow up to the score line, diagonal score line on both sides, and then you're going to lay that down flat, bringing up. Okay, so that's one end. So repeat that to the other end, just Tombow just up to the diagonal score line on both sides, and then lay it down flat. Alright, and you can see the box coming together now. Alright, so this will be the middle. And so you can either leave this flat and make a few up and store them flat like that until you're ready, you're ready to use it, or you can put them together. So to put the sides together, the bottom of the triangle is going to get stuck to the back. Okay, so you need to put the tape on the triangle side. So just use double-sided tape because of the foil sort of pattern on it. The Tombow is not great for going on the foil. You can use it if that's all you've got. It just take a little while to stick. Alright, so take the backing off your double-sided tape. And get it off. And then just stick it to the back. Okay, that's one side. So just use your bone folder to go in and squash it down. Okay, and then you can do that to the other side. It's easier to do it both at the same time, but I've done it like this now. So just take that off. You get quite a lot in these little bags. It's quite surprising. Alright, so you're going to just sort of push the sides in and then just pull the back down, and the front will go over like that. Alright, so it's not glued down, it's just held by the belly band. Alright, and so for the belly band, you need a piece of 2 inches by 10 3/4, and you're going to so 2 inches by 10 3/4. You're going to score at 2 and 3. Okay, and then you need the tag punch, and you're going to push it all the way in and punch on both ends. Alright, so that gives you the 2 holes for the ribbon. So if you just fold along the score line, okay, and then you can put it along the middle of your bag, and then you're going to bend it up, and then you're going to actually put ribbon through the 2 holes. Alright, so then this will hold it. Okay, so then you need one of the little flowers out of the paper, so any just single flower, so colour that in, and you're going to pop it up with 3D foam pads, but making sure that the bits that are hanging over don't have any foam pads on, so you actually put it on the belly band. Okay, and then I just added a little label at the bottom with the for you, and that's this one here, so it's got the little stitches and the scallops. Okay, and that's it. So I've done one in that paper, and then one in the sort of hash cross paper. Alright, and then on this one I just took off a couple of the little berries and coloured them in and tucked them behind the little label. Okay, so hope you have a go. The paper is available until next week at the end of March, and I hope you enjoyed my video. You can find me on my blog, www.stampinmoments.blogspot.com, or you can find me on Facebook, Jenny Moore's Independent Stampin' Up Demonstrator, or Instagram, I'm Stampin' Moments. And if you wanted to shop with me, if you haven't got another Stampin' Up Demonstrator, it's Jenny Moore's at stampinup.net. Okay then, thank you, bye.